This is the Serrano Brothers podcast.
Joshy, we are back. What are we talking about today?
All right, I want to ask you, what do you and I, have in common with Tracy Morgan, Charles Barkley, Amy Schumer, Serena Williams, and Meghan Trainor?
We are incredibly rich. No, is that not it?
We are not incredibly rich. We are on the new miracle weight loss drug. And I'm taking something called Zepbound. What are you taking?
Ozempic.
You're taking Ozempic? And I thought what we could talk about today, dude, was our journey into being on this and kind of like what it has taken for us, right?
Right, because I don't know about you, but when I encounter, this seems to be like a secret and nobody really kind of talks about it. And there's seems to be a stigma around people who are taking these weight loss drugs. And for me, I've been on a weight loss health journey. It goes in ebbs and flows for me, but this last one, it's been for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And my highest weight was 315. That's when I started 4 years at Sabre. And then in the last year, so it's taken all of that time for me to get down to about 270.
Mm-hmm.
And then this last push has been with Ozempic.
Got it. Yeah. And I mean, for me, I think the highest weight I ever got was about 280. It's been a long time since I've been on 280, but definitely like 270, and I got down all the way to 229 last year in 2024, the beginning of 2024. And then I got pneumonia, and I remember I was at jujitsu. I got COVID, and then I went to jujitsu. And I still had this kind of cough, after I recovered from COVID, and that cough wouldn't go away. And then a few weeks later, I got sick, man. I was like, I was laying down on the couch, and Anne's like, you should really go to urgent care. And, typical man, I'm like, no, I'll be fine. I just need to rest, And she's like, no, there's something really wrong with you, And so she finally got me to go. And they almost hospitalized me at her urgent care, and then it was like, oh no, you have pneumonia. So like they started me on all these drugs, and then every like 3 days I'm going to see my primary care person. But from there, it took a long time for me to recover, and so I put on another 20 pounds, right? And you and I, we work out all the time. We go to jiu-jitsu, we go to the gym. I've always known that my weight loss journey would be successful with my intake, my food intake, right? It's never it's not my activity level that it was going to be helpful for me. It's always going to be food. And so that's how, that's how it's been for me, and so but I started with the was Zepbound. I'll just use the what I'm taking. I started with this because last year, you and I missed Easter because our mother went in for an emergency triple bypass surgery.
Right.
And she's 65 years old, and that was scary as hell, man. And so that caused me to go like, oh, it's been a year or two since I've done a checkup with my doctor, and my doctor always asks me, hey, you got any additions to your family history? And I was like, well, actually I do. My mom just had a triple bypass surgery. She had the Widowmaker, like that was serious. And he's like typing, I love my doc. He's typing and he goes, what? And I was like, yeah, doc, and he goes, yeah, you already have a family history on your father's side of strokes, don't you? He's reading, and I go, yeah. And he goes, okay. So, we're gonna do some tests, and let's see what happens. And so I did a calcium score, which is kind of like a CT scan on your heart, right? To see the buildup of plaque on your heart. I did something called a echocardiogram, where you run on a treadmill. And then I did the what do you call it?
Sonogram.
Sonograms. Is that what it's called? Sonograms on the sides, right? And all of those scores said, yeah, I'm pre-heart disease. I got buildup. I got a little buildup. And for our age, that really shouldn't be there. My calcium score was higher. It should not be there at our age, right? So he started me on some statins. I had already been taking something for blood pressure. Valsartan is what it's called. And last year he had told me, I don't use this lightly, but the new GLP-1 drugs that are coming out, they're truly miracles. Mm-hmm. I've had such success rate, and you have been coming to me for 6-7 years now, because however long I've been in the area, and I got a new doctor. And he said, and your weight has ebbed and flowed, up and down, up and down. Tell me if you want to start taking one. I think you might be a good candidate, right? And my initial reaction was like, nah, I'm going to try to do it myself again, right? Because the last year before I got sick, I had been doing intermittent fasting, right? Mm-hmm. So I eat 6 o'clock in the morning to 3 p.m. I don't eat dinner, and then I eat breakfast in the morning. That's the way my schedule worked out. The issue was, for me, is the food noise. 7, 8 o'clock at night, mm-hmm. I'm hungry, man. And that's all I can think about is not eating food, right? And I get grumpy. And then, and then I'll have a little something. And then that turns into more. Or I just have sugar, right? Like, and because the sugar cravings for me are terrible, right?
And not everybody knows what food noise is. And for those who don't know what it is, it's this constant thinking about what can you put in your face.
Right.
And it's always in the background, and you're thinking, oh, I could go and do this. I could go and get this food. And it's just like this constant thinking about food. It surprised me that some people don't have that.
Yeah.
And then
totally.
And then when I started taking Ozempic, like that all went away.
Yeah.
Like I don't think about food really much at all.
Yeah. Totally, right? So I think with me, like, also like just, you're at a party at jiu-jitsu the other day, there was a birthday, they had cake there. I'd always think like, well, I could just have a little piece, right? Like I just worked out, I could have a little piece, And I was able to be like, actually, I really don't want that. Like that doesn't sound good to me at all, right? Yep. So when I was talking to my doc, right, last year, he introduced the idea. I've tried to lose the weight that I had gained, and it wasn't happening, right? It wasn't happening. And so I finally talked to him, and he's like, okay, let's do it, right? And luckily, for now, insurance is covering it until the end of the year. But I've been taking it for 10 weeks, and I've lost, as of today, 19 pounds.
Wow. Mine hasn't been that drastic. I started July 1st, and I've lost 12 pounds.
Okay.
So what is that, 2 months? July, August? Yeah, but I mean, this isn't a magic. It is magical, but you still have to do some work, right? So I hurt my neck. Like if I turn left, my upper back really hurts. I haven't done anything, no physical activity for a week, and my weight has leveled off.
Right.
Because I haven't been doing any of the work. What I really like about the drug is that I feel like the weight that's coming off is commensurate to the food I'm eating and the workout I'm doing. Like I feel like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this is how it should be, right? Like I'm seeing results from my work, and then like this last week, my weight has stayed the same, a week and a half or so, because my food intake isn't up, but my activity level is zeroed out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was in pain. I am in
Yeah.
pain, and so it's like, oh, okay, I actually am doing the work to lose weight, and this drug is helping it.
Right. Right. Have you had any have you had any side effects from it?
Little bit of constipation,
Yeah.
but
So when I first started taking it, I was getting, and then when they upped my dose, I had a little bit of constipation too, um, and I can tell when I've eaten enough, right? Like one of the cool things is like I can have food and then go, okay, I'm done, right? My body doesn't say keep on eating, but I
right.
also am like really discerning now of what I put in my body because
Hmm.
like really rich foods. My wife made some birria, right? And I like was like, oh, it doesn't sound good. It sounds too rich for my stomach right now, like,
Hmm.
so I had a little bit, but I didn't have a lot. Um, and so for me, because of that kind of, stuff staying in your stomach, I've been really discerning. Like I prioritize chickens and proteins and
Hmm.
vegetables now and fruit because I want stuff to pass through me. Right.
Right.
Like, and so that has also been a change in my brain too, rather than sugar, really rich foods, that kind of stuff. It's been like, okay, what is going to be best for my GI? Right.
And for me, I've been surprised, and I'm still getting used to that I'm not able to eat what I used to eat.
Yeah.
In that the amount, right? So if I go to a fast food place, it's weird to me that I can't finish a meal anymore.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I will just, when I need quick food, because I'm, like we all do, I'll just get the burger and a drink, and
Right.
that will be totally enough.
Yeah.
And sometimes I won't even finish the burger, right? Like just because it's enough. And so what I've been doing is I'm trying to train my mind around it too,
Mm.
because I don't know how long I'm going to be on this. I don't know what that's going to be like. I hope that it's not a lifetime thing. But going, okay, I've ordered the food, I've eaten the 3/4 of a burger, and I tell myself, this is enough food for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that I am looking at it, and because I find myself sometimes just mindlessly putting the amount of food on my plate that I used to put on,
Right.
and I can't finish that. You know,
Yeah.
the other night, Jess made tacos, and she was like, "How many do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I want two." And she goes, "The last time you ate two tacos, uh, you didn't feel good." She goes, "Do you want to start off with one?" And I'm like, "Thank you for that reminder.
Mm.
Yes, give me one." And so
Yeah.
she gave me one, totally enough food for me.
Right.
And I was like, "That's enough food." So I think you can use the drug to start to retrain your habits too.
Yeah. 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 I totally agree with that.
And I don't know about you, but I had a little bit of guilt around starting this. Like,
Mm.
so I'm talking to my doctor, and I'm like, "Doc, my eating isn't the best, but it's not terrible, and I work out a whole lot. I did jujitsu all the time, like." I know that I should just be losing this weight. And she goes, "We know so much more about weight loss now, and this drug will help you." And I said, "I feel like I'm cheating
Mm.
by
Mm-hmm.
taking this."
Yep.
And she goes, "A lot of people feel that way, but this is just helping your body do what it should have been doing in the first place with insulin and all of that kind of stuff." And I'm like, okay. And then it's helped.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had that same kind of guilt or fear of being judged by other people, you
Right.
know, where I thought like, if I tell people that I'm on it, they're going to think I'm cheating. right? Or like I was able to lose the weight before with intermittent fasting. Now I'm going the easy route, right? These are the things that are playing in my head, right? And but you know what, man? You and I have always been big, right? We've always been overweight, right? And I mean, this is since we were children, And so like we're 44 now. We're about to be 45. Like, I don't want to die of a stroke. I'm not looking to die of a heart attack, right? Like,
but and it's important. It's important for me to name that this isn't really a vanity thing either.
Yeah. We're both as good looking as we're gonna get.
Right. So. I made peace with how my body is a long time ago.
Yeah.
In that being big and like I still did jujitsu. You know what I mean? And like, and I have limitations and like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with how my body looks. I'm okay with being overweight. What I'm not okay with is the unhealthiness that happens with that.
Yeah.
And I have always wanted to lose more weight to get better at jujitsu.
Me too.
Like that's my goal, right? Is like, and so the weight is coming off is cool, but that my belly doesn't get in the way when I'm going up for an arm bar from the bottom guard, right? And that I can get my feet out because the belly isn't blocking movements and I'm able to tussle with people more, like roll and move, and that has all been like the main benefit for me, right? And hopefully it's putting less strain on my heart, it's putting less strain on my art, like all of that kind of stuff too, right? Like the health benefits of it. But this is not how I'm not doing this because I think that I'm going to look better. Like it's really not about looks for me.
So I guess I mean a little bit of it is for me though. I'll be honest. Right? A little bit of it is for me because I get a little more self-conscious if my shirts fit tight around the belly.
Oh,
I get a little more self-conscious of that, and you know what I mean. I feel self-conscious, right? And I feel better when my shirts don't do that. Like
you need to let that go. You need to get over that.
Probably, right? Probably, but it's been like that for a long time for me.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
And so a little bit of that is maybe it is a vanity thing. Like I just want to be I want to be smaller around the midsection. And I like the way I look and I like the way I feel when that is happening, when those two things are happening, right? I feel better about myself, right? So yeah, but it's not like I'm looking to, I don't know. Right. So but I just want to name, for me, probably a little bit is for that, right? But what really got me started was Mom,
Right,
and
was her having that heart attack and all of that.
Yeah, right? I was like, no, I don't want, if we can do something about this, let's do something about this, right? Like, let's play the long game here, and so...
And who knows, we could be doing all of this and still have a heart attack, still have a stroke, because there are people who are long distance marathon runners who are fit who have strokes and have heart attacks.
Absolutely.
But the in between now and whatever death we have, I feel better.
Yeah.
I'm moving better. My jiu-jitsu's getting better. Like, that's a benefit for me and reason enough for me to go, okay, this drug is helping.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are on different insurance companies.
Yeah.
My insurance doesn't approve it for weight loss, but there's several other things they do approve it for. One is sleep apnea. And so my doctor gave it to me because I have sleep apnea, and it only costs me like something like I think it's like $20 for 4 weeks.
Oof, that's so good, Jeremy. Our
What is your?
So I'm on a Portico, which is the healthcare services for the ELCA, the Evangelical
Right.
Lutheran Church in America, and uh, mine got approved for like heart disease.
Okay.
You know, but starting in January, Portico is not going to cover it anymore. And there is a little. They have this whole thing on Portico's website that says, you know, it'll still be covered for like diabetes and but not for weight loss. And there's this little paragraph that says we're still kind of determining for heart disease, right? I know somebody else who on Portico who got it for sleep apnea as well. So I don't know if it's going to be approved starting in January for my particular, you know, diagnosis. And I'm really sad about that because I'm only what I'm paying right now is $90 a month with my insurance. I mean, yeah, that sounds like a lot, but I mean, I think people outside of that are paying 500 or something, even 1,000. You know? What
Yeah,
I mean?
I've heard like $100 a shot.
Oh, really? Is that what you've heard? Okay. Yeah, and I mean, there are all kinds of programs and stuff, but I put something on Facebook the other day, like, hey, you know, I just kind of a little bit of my journey, just outing myself that I'm taking it, and a bunch of people are like, oh wait, Portico's going to stop, and I'm learning how many people are on this drug, you know, and how life-giving it has been for them, right? So I'm really sad. I really hope Portico changes their mind. I really hope that they find a way to cover us in some way. I don't mind, honestly. I think $90 for a month is worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this has truly been a life changing for me.
Yeah.
You know, it has started me on a journey that I feel very good about right now. You know, whereas I felt pretty discouraged before I started taking this about my weight loss journey. I just never thought it was going to happen. You know, that I was never going to get to the weight because. So I really hope Portico changes that. You know. The last thing, and I mean, one of the things I didn't talk about is when we were talking about jiu-jitsu is you and I are both in something called ultra heavy.
Yeah, which is what, 220?
222 pounds, I think.
222 pounds and above is our weight
right?
class.
So my goal is to get in a weight class where I'm actually in a similar weight category as other people. Because when I went to
want that too.
Masters in Vegas like 2 years ago, I was like 230 something when I fought probably. And holy cow, I went against a guy who was 6'2", 300 pounds, right? That's a big weight discrepancy.
Yeah.
You know? So part of this is I really want to get lower weight to compete in a weight category where I feel like I have a chance. Yeah.
So do you remember Nima from Saber?
Vaguely. He's a really tall
Big Persian guy, but big dude, but like moves like a small dude.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
He just went to Masters. He won silver, and one of the guys he went with, and Nima's like 6'2", maybe, right? Just like solid built man. And I saw a video of him, and he walks out, and then his opponent walks out, and Nima looks up to him, and I was like, oh. I was like, this is why I don't want to compete at this weight class.
Right.
Because of how big, and some of these guys are just like all muscle, 300 pounds, 6 feet tall, you know?
Right.
And yeah.
Right. So anyways, getting back to like Portico, I really hope that Portico changes. Because look, you're paying what, $20 a month? You're not on Portico. You're on.
No, and I have insurance through my wife's insurance.
Right. And it's like, why they should be covering us, you know?
Right.
So I know that my understanding is that they say it's a cost decision, that it's expensive and they want to make it fair for everybody or something, like they don't want the cost to go up too much. But it's like one of the big things that Portico does is concentrate on health, right? Remember when we were like, oh, if you worked out, if you got a gym membership, like we want to keep the cost of your, the healthier the group is, the less it costs to actually insure them, right? And I'm like, this is a great way for us to be healthy, right? And then they're going to take that away. And that bothers me.
It's not right. It's not right.
It bothers me. So,
Yes.
anyways, you got anything else we want to talk about with this?
Yeah, it's okay to talk about it, friends. Like,
Yeah.
like, talk about it. Let people know. Like, somebody says, "Hey, you're losing weight." Like, like, it took me 3 years to lose what 20, 30 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And it's taken me 2 months to lose 12 pounds, right? And people are like, it seems like people only notice the last couple of months because it's like 12 pounds quickly,
Right.
And they say, oh, you're losing weight. And I'm like, yeah, Ozempic works. Like,
Yeah.
this stuff actually works.
Yeah.
And so there needs not to be any kind of stigma around taking this.
I agree.
And you know what I see right now is, there was a movement, or there probably still is a movement about body positivity, and I hear people they're giving Megan Trainor a hard time because she lost a bunch of weight, but she was the all about the base about about her body size and and they're giving her a hard time, and I thought, wow, that's kind of messed up. That's really messed up that she felt body positive back then. She still feels body positive, but because she weighs less, people are going to give her a hard time and tell her she didn't really mean it. I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah. I mean, we should love ourselves whatever size we're at, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we're not shooting to be healthier people, right? And that looks different for all kinds of body types. I get that. I'm not trying to say, not trying to diss that, but yeah. I know that when I weigh less, I feel healthier. I know that I feel more mobile. I feel like I'm more active. I can do things. That's me.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
All right, man,
brother.
this was good.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep. See you later, bro.
Thanks for listening, friends. Peace.